Hello, good morning, aloha. It is November 13th, or as Jason, they used to say, hey there, everyone. We're at the Neutral Zone, MauiNeutralZone.com. It is Monday, November 13th. I was realizing I'm here every week. We should change. There was a movie, Jason Friday the 13th. I think we should say Jason Monday the 13th. Monday the 13th at 11. At 11:11, we'll have a big gong go off because we're changing the paradigm. Welcome to the show. This is the Neutral Zone. It's anything but neutral. I have a great guest, and I like to say a guest host, Scott Bushnell, Scott R. Bushnell. Someday he'll tell us the story of why he likes to be the R. But you are a rocket. Maybe we'll call you Rocket.
No, gosh, no. No, steady and slow. Slow and steady.
Welcome to our show, Scott. AlohaSwimLessons.com, but also a man of many seasons and many things.
Thank you, Jason.
Welcome to our show. We here on Maui know that the whole world is listening. MauiNeutralZone.com has hundreds and literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of links to shows that are all our shows for all these years, including the ones with interviews of great people talking about great and important things and covering events over the last 5 years as Maui Neutral Zone, but also in our other incarnations. Maui Arts and Music Association presents hundreds of interviews and covering of events, and we're going to be including other producers' videos up there soon. Todd Swan, may he rest in peace, our good brother, who everyone here at Akaku and KAKU know so very well, was a producer for many years and independent before that, has much video, some of it's gone and lost and things, but we're going to put some and create it into our menu right there out of our page. You know, I am so happy to say that Maui is still strong. Maui strong. This week has been a sort of a funny week, Scott. You know, I mean, funny. Suddenly, on Kaanapali Beach, Lahaina Strong, which is now started when before there was a
long before
a hurricane. There was a thing for people of the administrators, and now there's a fishing in, like putting their poles out at the beach in Kaanapali, and their demands are many, but the one that I grabbed in quick headline.
Starry rain.
Well, there's someone who's not listening to the show. We'll tell them where the show is and that we're on the air, buddy. Anyway, lot of things about being strong. So the question of whether tourists were here too soon, where does money come from, how are we going to hose our people? And I'm going to go off on tangents here. You know me.
No, you're great on tangents. Yeah.
Well, you know, people are people, and FEMA's here. I mean, that's as big as you get, right? FEMA, small business. But if you're not in the right spot, they don't. Now, these people, some of them, whoever these people are, Lahaina Strong and whatever identified, you know, people tend to lump everybody that was in Lahaina into this group or a group or what they want or what they need. Do you know much about that?
Well, right now I have two people that I am friends with who lost homes in Lahaina, and ancestral homes. I mean, multi-generational family that have been passed through, and they're finding that FEMA has become a huge stumbling block for them to get any kind of aid because they paid homeowners insurance for decades and decades and decades, and now the big the big insurance companies and FEMA seem to be at odds at who needs to be paying out. One, it's national disaster, so big insurance is trying to get off the hook and let the federal government take it. And in between, here we've got our residents and our local folks who are being trapped in the middle.
Well, that's the whole thing. Now, I don't know if that's the thing on the beach, because from what I'm seeing, mostly those look like unidentified people, whether they're renters or owners. But your issue is a gigantic one.
It's huge. And I'm getting that because I have two people that I know quite well that are that actually they actually inherited their homes from their grandparents, parents, and now it was their home, and now it's gone. And they had homeowners insurance, and homeowners is saying, well, you were either underinsured or you were overinsured, and now FEMA is supposed to be taking care of this, and the whole thing has just become a hot mess.
You know, I've heard people, and you've heard it mostly from attorneys, call us first before you call the insurance company. If any of you are out there, that whoever you are, get some legal assistance on what to do, because you know, who am I to be able to give you a good answer, Scott? They don't know. That's the reason they all jump away. But, you know, this group on the beach are going to be there until I don't know what their identified list is of what they want, but there's a thing going on at the airport. Really, you know, it's almost like this fire created a focus on this need. But the fact is that need existed in a huge way here long before.
Yeah,
and now the crisis level is higher.
Yeah.
And some people that are in the help business, private, say that Mayor Bisson's hiding out. He's sort of like afraid. Got the attorney and sued the electric company because he knows there are only a few attorneys, and that we got. So there's all kinds of strategies going on at different levels of protection.
A lot behind the scenes.
So as far as, I don't know where media is on this island. Some people say, well, Maui Now, that's the most current. Used to be Maui News, but when you charge for your news and you charge online, like most of these papers are doing.
That's how they pay the bills.
Right. You know, it's like, so they still, so if I want to get a story there, we're Akaku. We're Maui Community Public Access TV. If we have listeners, you guys, either you found us after the fact or you're listening live because we suddenly are simulcast, and somehow on your cable you found Channel 55 and say, who's that weird guy with the blue shirt? That's me. Soon I'm going to be singing to you. So soon.
There we go.
But the fact is, Scott, things are way out of control here. And the biggest issue, you know, here I stand on my soapbox. These issues you just mentioned, I listened to some guy who said, either you can complain about the problems or be a problem solver. Well, I hope to say that I know you have to complain about the problems and put them up in the light so you see them, so that someone, cares. I was going to say gives a shit.
That works.
I don't know if that's allowed on radio. Check the books. Okay. About this show and about what we say, because I've been talking about this a long time.
Yeah, and you know,
I get to the point of puking over watching administration after administration, and Bisson, I don't have enough personal people. He's a great talker. Obviously, he has lots of people I know that really have been very supportive of him, and I hope that things are happening. 5,000 units in the next 5 years. We've got problems now.
Oh, no, we've had problems since we transitioned, and when we went to Congress back in the late 90s and said we need to keep our sugarcane subsidies and stair-step down off those subsidies so we can transition into a much more labor-intensive economy, it wasn't. Back then, when the Grand Wailea built, they built housing. When the Hyatt Regency came over to the west side, they supplied housing for their employees because they knew that was an issue, and we just never stair-stepped down from that. It was brilliant back then. Not only did they build housing, they actually had to improve the wastewater treatment and water systems to take care of the hotels on the west side.
Would it be fair to say that the introduction of tourism, which has brought great revenue streams, the introduction of tourism changed the focus of an agrarian economy,
and I don't think that's unique to Maui at all.
No, but here we are. Here we are now, and the housing plan, that was a great plan for a business and its employees. But then over time, those people have kids. We're now a couple of generations different.
Right.
And the laws about who can buy what and how to hold control on prices and future prices, so that the people that are working for these wages, most of them low,
Right.
can afford to live the life of their. None of that was brought in. In fact, it's happened. It's
No,
turned
it's not.
a
It's
guy
not
like
unique to
me
Maui
came
whatsoever.
here and thought I'd be working with local
Yeah.
people to try to strengthen its economy and its environment. I was here in '88. You're right there before
Yeah.
me. And then I see the interest came in. I'm too many things to talk about, too little time, and we need a bigger audience, because at some point I'm going to, which we keep doing if you really listen, we're going to blow your mind with how many bad choices have been made.
Across the country, it's not just Maui.
No, but I don't care
Right.
where the country's doing it. You're right.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you.
Right, and it's a crisis that we've got unchecked inflation since the 1970s.
But
And
we're
it's outpaced
we're on an
our
island
wages.
3,000 miles in the most remote landmass.
Right.
If we don't say, hey, look, if nobody steps off a plane and we have to deal with our own food because we can't get any more barges, and we're all having a war everywhere in every direction, and we have to create our own figure and power, and we have to have some kind of system that's going to house all our people. Just take a snapshot of now.
Well,
here we have a whole west side that they're replanning. I don't know who's planning. I know that
the owners.
no, I'm governor and mayor and again all the federal that we hear in the news. The news is planning our future and we hear just
That
general
should be so
statements.
disheartening to people on the island.
Well, it is.
It's horrible.
Why are people on the beach suddenly? They're
they
going, wait a
are.
minute.
Yeah, it's
hold
not
it,
the
hold it."
governor's idea. It's not the mayor's idea. It's the people who have owned that property for generations or however long
No.
to make the decisions of what they're going to do.
well,
I don't
that's
want
just
anyone
in a-
telling me to
well,
do it on my property.
No, but that's fairly.
And that's the folks on the beach.
That's an opinion. No,
And-
but what
yeah.
I'm saying is, what a clash.
Yeah.
What a clash. Now, add in another catalyst of the Hawaiian nation, obviously seeing this, I want to say like the Hezbollah, but obviously seeing this as an opportunity. So, two different fronts of fighting. Things
Yeah.
are happening in our world here. I consider this, surely no one's killing each other, but this economy has strangled itself. When you're hearing the heat in me go up, but that's because it's been baking a long time. This place has been killing itself because of influence to build here and build out an economy to support the tourism economy, but not building a local sustainable housing economy and work economy. You put it in simple words. You said, hey, look, when sugarcane went away, you had to do a stair step into an economy of a labor intensive. These people aren't rocket scientists. They're not getting international jobs.
No.
What are we going to do here? We don't have wages going up to commensurate with housing.
But what
Do I
I'm
sound
seeing,
like-
what I'm seeing, which is just super to see, is a
Yeah.
lot of people who are working in the tech industry, who grew up here, who are moving back and
that's
working
good.
remotely, making those jobs that can afford to be here. You have to reinvent yourself. We don't reinvent a community. The members of the community reinvent the community.
Well, so let's maybe how?
Right. Why?
The college?
We
not
need to
why.
focus every aspect of our educational system has to be trained for this new age economy.
Is that what they talk about, a workforce economy, workforce development?
It has been forever, ever
it-
since the CC camp back after the Great Depression.
But what is their
Yeah.
workforce development doing? And again, you have to training people to be in the hospitality industry.
Which is a good industry.
Well,
right,
And one needs to diversify. Again,
right.
you guys out there, go to MauiArtsAndMusic.org. Look at the mission statement. Read the front page and read it word for word so that you see a vision that is integrated. This vision is you. It's us. And what he just said, he.
He.
Scott,
I'm he now.
Scott R. Bushnell. You know, it's like we talk in different languages, but we speak the same things. You
Right.
speak in, you speak real down home about the ideas about the change from the plantation economy. I'm just trying to be a little rowdy here.
I want to say there's really other good news. I have friends that are business owners in Pea and Upcountry and in Kihei, and they are having some of the most record-setting times. So the
That's
sadness of Lahaina
Business owners.
there has to be this sidebar of my business has been better than I've ever had it. My sales are better than they've
course.
been. You know,
Do those numbers add up, though? But my thing is, that's good,
but we've lost the jewel.
These
in the
people
center
that
of
are
the
out
island.
there that own homes and own property and rent. The numbers are staggering, and the number of
Right.
people that need it. Are we? The public says, are we supposed to be in the middle of this and pay for housing? Well, the people out there think that there's a right. Obviously, wherever the money's coming from. Again, we don't want to talk about the money. That's another story for another show.
Yeah.
But where do you get the money? I see them put up FEMA. And
Right.
only for FEMA, homeless people from the wildfire area
Right.
only.
Right.
127 beds when you call. Very nice people. I went down there. But you know what? 127 beds. That's 127 doesn't figure when I speak about.
No.
And the hotels, you think the hotels are saying, well, we are collecting money, obviously a different rate,
Oh, huge rates. Yeah.
but at a different rate than we would normally get.
And
But-
everybody's saying the hotels are raking it in, but I'm saying I have friends that work in the service industry over in Kapalua, and even though FEMA is renting all these rooms, they're not spending money in the restaurants and taking care of all the auxiliary businesses that go along with the hotel. Yeah, you have a place to sleep, but those people can't support
Of
4
course.
and 5-star.
Well, that's the point.
Dining.
So there's
Yeah.
these 25, however many people are in all
Right.
these hotel and accommodations that can't afford it. So where does that money come from? So, see, this is the time where we have to have, I think, what do you think? Independent, outside ideas that come together. And usually the big tripper, no matter, I can have idea and talk about it till I'm blue, and they say, oh yeah, big talker, right? What do you need? You need someone that has money.
Well,
Ownership, control of finances,
skin in the game.
can be able to move resources, bring them from somewhere else to here. How are you going to build all these houses?
Well, you
we need?
can't because of
how
our
are the
building
people
codes.
going to get the? Well, no, but how you're talking that?
Yeah, you
These
can't.
people on the
There's no
beach.
one to build.
Well, so let's say we get those tents like they're using, the Army tents FEMA's using, 8 to a tent. Okay, we're going to take over land, use eminent domain, or have some
Right.
owner and pay them right now.
Yeah.
Now, this is for years. Where are we going to find the laborers unless these people who own houses, that maybe 60, 70, 80, 50, are going to be out there? We got to find labor and got to pay that labor. So
Right.
that's why I say there's solutions here, but it takes an opportunity to talk to and have direct audience with the big money.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos, Larry Ellison, you guys are local boys.
Yeah, but they're chump change.
No, they're not. I say that the fact is that in Rome, give to Rome what Rome wants. We can use that resource to get the housing built because they own the banks. They own and control the land. They can do, here watching Trump. Let's get real. Trump's in the banking thing with the world, and they're saying, hey, you're inflating the value of your property, and we're going to tell you that's fraud. When then people in the loan business say, well, let's see. Every loan that has ever been created, you want to put out your best front, and it's an opinion of value.
Yes, it's an opinion of value.
And that's important to realize. And some can say you overstepped, but is that fraud? That's a tough line, and we're going to see it. We've seen, they said, yes, it is, and now they're going to vote of how much money.
Yeah, and if you're a banker, you want to put out as much money as you can.
Imagine your name is, I'm going to make a name up. This name may sound familiar, and if it sounds familiar to you, push the button. Call me, call them, tell them to call me, call them. Maybe your name is Goodfellow. And maybe now there are common names. We don't want to. It's possible. Maybe you have a way to do construction and move land, and you know that if things are going here, you can make a bid. You're gonna. But you also know that you have affiliations, and there are banks that you work with. They may even be relatives. I don't care if they're relatives or not. You have enough land and value to be. I want you to jump in as I'm going, please.
Well,
because
it's not the money, Jason.
It isn't.
No,
can get the
it's our regulations, it's our control and our grasp over the labor force of the island. Anywhere else in the country, except for Hawaii,
you think you could employ these
I
people
absolutely believe, because I watched when I was coaching in New Mexico, I watched where a community was growing. People were just hire a construction company. They brought everything. They brought their labor force, and they put up homes in 3 weeks, foundation up. But they brought everyone with them. We cannot do that in the state of Hawaii. That is restricted. You need to have a contractor's license for the state of Hawaii. You cannot get one without doing an internship under a licensed general contractor for 5 years. That means we can't bring anyone in even to play that game for 5 years.
How? Oh, so now, knowing that and talking to you guys public, who needs to know that? Who needs to know that?
I'm sure
who needs to change
government
that?
knows that.
No,
it's a protectionist. We're protectionists here.
So,
I get that. I believe in it.
No, but that's a longer-term solution. These guys on the beach, by the time you pass the law and be able to put up the things you just said. So I like the fact that you're a policy. You see, that's what I see. Your policy is good. That's where Democrats and Republicans and the others, but seem to the policy and the implementation. The Democrats like to implement, but they don't have the money. They're making play money, and they're trying to implement, but they don't know. They're not grounding it. The Republicans say, let's ground it, let's balance it, but they're not stepping up to the plate to supply the resources.
Right. Even people with huge money on the islands right now who have the money to build right now on barren land that they've owned are 5 years in a waiting before the fire.
But but here's where a chance
so it's
to
not
be
a money
governor
issue.
Or a mayor, and this is where I want to use Trump's name in vain, but I'm not going to. Where someone who has power can say, okay, here's the law. We're making a special law right now. You can sue me if you need to. We're going to do everything to code. Because we've got people involved here with what we're doing, but we're going to do it. So
the people in charge are on the beach.
No.
Their voice is the power.
Well, but it has no power until it stops something. If it stops tourism, there it has power. Just like the actors' strike, right? And writers, that stopped the industry. If them being on the beach,
I didn't miss it, but that's okay. That's me.
No, but you're here. Comic relief. The fact is, you may not have, but all the people that we've known that are growing up that have headphones and visual screens connected to their hands, fingers, the whole world we're becoming lumps that sit in one place. Forget moving. Why not just have an artificial movement?
Oh, there you go. Oh, what was that Woody Allen movie where you just go and get in a little booth and takes care of your whole life?
Are we there?
Are we there yet?
There's another friendly name, Woody Allen. Hey, Woody.
Yeah.
You could help, too. Money, influence. Get in touch with us. All you people who are already, I want to say successful. That's not fair.
Well, I think
already have resources, can use them without even moving them out of those accounts. Your influence and what you can do can create these solutions. And we can balance the books, give those that want the money and the income from it, have that, and solve the problem.
But even people with the money, Jason, can't build. Here's a 5-year waiting list.
Again, I just wanted the czar, now is Green Czar,
I don't want to give any single person that much power.
No, but who do you want to? How are we going to get this done now?
We need a temporary moratorium on not on any of our building codes.
Who needs
all those
to set
in place.
that in motion?
We need to put it on the ballot now.
Who is we, white man?
We need 1,800 signatures and put it on the ballot. Write it up. Let's put it on the ballot.
But again, that's not my.
Anybody can do that, Jason.
Is that what this group? I'm talking.
I haven't met with them. I do not know.
No, but
that.
I'm saying to you in the Right now, what's going to get them off the beach and get them encouraging the tourism again? Housing. So what is there? So we get to do more exploration. I don't know who's in the group. I invited a Hawaiian leader, a couple of Hawaiian leaders. I haven't been to the West Side, but I'm still open invitation, leaders, to be with us and on our show and talk about this. I'll even send my co-host out on a mission to your region.
Oh golly. Yeah, we're up against a wall. I mean, if you want to build and we want to recover, no, I think it's a no-brainer. We don't have it in place that we can bring in an entire trained crew who builds on site, in California standards, which are way higher than ours.
So here we are.
Bam.
So
yeah,
again,
we can't do that right now. We need to make
so
on
who
the
in
ballot.
our government? That's why I said it again. Who do you want to go see? Troy Hashimoto was just appointed to the Senate by Governor Green. Now
we don't need him. We can do this locally.
No, but I'm trying. He's here locally. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you out there. Scott keeps giving "we can do." Who is he talking about?
You and I, Jason.
Well, that's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about you guys.
There we go.
You. I'm a big mouth, but I'm not the one with a bank. I'm not the one that owns the land. I need you to call me so I can say, hey, I just spoke to a banker. You own the land. Here's the plan.
Yep.
We need a central control that's open. You'll know what I'm doing.
There is no such thing as central control. It's open.
We have a mayor and a whole group supposedly open to the public. We have the rest of this.
And if it's not working, then we stand up and take care of it.
I never asked the government for money. I just want a way to get the message out to the people to arrange these situations that will get that building happening. The mayors, for example, if the mayor with the knowledgeable group put together an edict to be able to do what you just said.
Right. What they do all over the country.
No.
Right.
Okay, see, you're talking, and I appreciate it, you're talking like a sensible man. I'm talking like a panicked man.
Well, if you've got $3 million
homeless on the street,
right,
and they're not in the right zone, and they're 76 years old, and they're treated like a dog, and they get stolen from, and the police know, and there's drugs all around, and there's no mental health help, and there's no housing in the place where there should be housing. We need room, and there's no. What is that? And now we have a wildfire that creates zones. Now there's the Zone 1 homeless, the Zone 2-8 homeless. You can go into Zone 6. Whoa. I mean, this is a new territory. That's the reason the neutral zone's taking on a new shape. I want call-in to happen because you're outraged at something I said. Or you're calling in because you just spoke to Steve Goodfellow. And he wants to know why I'm throwing his name around on the radio.
Nice.
Or where is it? Where is that Ellison guy? I want him to say, hey, the media should cover that this local guy here. There's a nice. Are you Republican? What am I going to say?
I am not.
No, okay. We have this nice. You're grounded in. The way I look at it, you're grounded in responsible, respectful.
Yeah, the party's left me years ago.
I'm a wild card.
You are,
clearly.
Jason. Oh, yeah. He's a wild man. He's just a wild man.
No, but wild man.
But you know what? I think we would hear the same thing from Goodfellows. We'd hear from all the.
What would they say?
They would say
regulation.
Our hands are tied.
So here I am. I'm the mayor, and I'm the head of the housing people, and we're going to do this now. We're going to do it in this region 1-6 and 1-2, and we're going to take this land now. The answer is
they dialed in all these regulations over the last 50 years so that unbridled growth would not happen on the island. They were put in with well-meaning things. They only need to be suspended for the replacement of lost homes. That's simple. We say we need to open up.
Are you going to help take responsibility to create this? Because when we leave this show...
Well, I will do my due diligence.
No, the reason I'm asking, when we leave this show, somehow out there, that audience, we want to tie together this idea that seemed like a real sensible idea. we, the public, we, the voice of Maui, are going to do something. If we do it, if we don't take this, so we're going to do this. We're going to put together a framework, and then we'll hammer it out here
Right.
on time. And you have a call-in line, 808-873-3435 on radio. I didn't say that enough. 808-873-3435. You have to get into the habit of going to MauiNeutralZone.com and listen to the shows, whether it's live. That's only 1 hour a week. But if you listen to these things, you will see this is a continuum. I'm a pain in the ass for a long time talking about things that are way outside the box. Well, when they have a regular election, who's this Jason Schwartz? Oh, he's just a newscaster. Listen to who and what he's talking about, and you'll see he's not a newscaster. Nobody's listening. That doesn't qualify. I'm just a guy that's talking in the corner, but I'm trying to reach you.
But Jason, you're the green man. You're like, okay. So what I'm talking about, when we bring in building a home from offshore, is almost no waste. When you bring in a home from offshore and build it on site, every board is numbered and cut. Everything, it's like putting together, it can be a custom home,
Scott,
but there's no waste.
When I'm listening
We
to
can't
you,
do that
do
right
you
now.
have you, the audience, do you feel you did not understand when he's talking about something from the mainland? Cookie cutter. Here's a house package. They sell them. Well, but that's not allowed. It still has to go through all the codes.
not. You can have you can have your own design, send it over, have it cut.
Starry Lane.
It comes in,
He still doesn't know the show's on.
and your contractor can put it together for you. So it makes it quick.
So again, where's the problem?
Where's the problem? Our regulations don't allow for that. We
I'm
bring in.
stopping it.
Oh yeah.
So I'm stopping you. Who out there has the decision power? If you know who has it, please call me. If you're not watching and you're someone who knows somebody, I'm tired of being on the air for 30 years and nobody takes the time to put the pieces together. We need help to get to that right somebody because, Scott, you and I,
Right.
mostly you,
Shit.
no, but I mean, if we would pick one issue,
Yeah.
that issue is housing. No, let's get real.
Well, let's get
And
real
we're
with it.
gonna-
Not
we're
the
gonna-
people on this. Those people that are homeless, and I pray for them, but they were homeless before the fire. We have people who have had a home on this island for generations who are going to be in a friggin' tent, Jason.
But by doing this way, we'll accomplish what you were wanting. We'll have a guy like Goodfellow or someone who owns the land or someone who owns the right land that we want working in cooperation. They will make their money. They can fast track this.
Yeah.
And they can have all the people working, all the things that you're talking
Right.
about can happen in both sectors, the homelessness,
Right.
the renters, the owners. So I'm going to say to you, I'm saying it to you, Scott, because I don't want to promise too many things. And next week, I was going to say we'll have naked dancers, but no, I don't want to
Oh,
make too
come
many.
on.
We have to get people. We want you to check in with us. 808-873-3435. We don't need naked dancers.
No, God,
this is exciting by itself. You know why?
Right.
Because you and I don't know if you got that. I don't want to just talk about this because I could talk about regulations and all this political stuff. No, we're going to try to get down to the roots.
Right.
Simple,
We need to sit down.
and-
What, we have 8
No.
contractors on the island?
No. I'm forgetting that. We don't need to sit down. If you want to sit down, that's why I put it in your charge. I don't want to talk to a contractor. I want to talk to a mayor who says, yes, I see there's a need. Don't push me. I'm going to do something. Yes, Mayor Bisson, I feel like you don't need to be pushed. I respect you as a judge. I like decorum, but I don't like the fact that if there is something happening, it isn't public. And if there's nothing happening, you got people camping on the damn beach. It's time to get things to another level. And if you're the one that's got to go to the people with the land, not them little suck ass like Jason Schwartz on public radio who keeps trying public for 30 years, you're the judge, mayor. If you get that thing and you get your group to realize we're going to do this thing and we're going to change the rules in zone 1.6, 9.3, 2.4, we can fix this. If we don't, and we don't get the economy in cooperation, it'll be a smear from now forward. Because when his friends in Kihei have more business, there are all these people that had a whole different life that don't. And you don't just rebuild acres of stuff without changing the rules. Emergency means pull the ripcord. You're on the bus. Pull the cord. Pull the cord. Stop the train. Do it differently.
But that doesn't mean unleash building absolutely
No.
all over the island. It means in the burn zone.
Well, and we empower people
Right.
who are aware of what you just
Right,
said
we have people-
to be the team and create the revenue. See, the thing that I'm trying to go for is this isn't the county coming up with money.
No.
This is the private landowner, the
Right.
private developer that does land, the people that have the portable different kinds of housing, the people in building that fast track. And everyone knows it's going to be done to code. Everyone knows this is not forever. We just had I can't say that. I'll zip that one out.
You're wound today, Jason. This is fun.
No, but it's not only fun, but it's doable.
Oh, it's very doable.
But it needs media. It needs you to say, hey, Jason can't say that on air. He said it on air. No, I'm going to zip it out there. You're not going to find it, Scott.
Ah, dang it. I like
Oh,
it.
God
when you
dang
do
it.
that.
That's
Yeah, yeah,
pretty
go,
close.
yeah, no.
Well, how many minutes? We got a few minutes.
Oh,
left.
yeah, we're doing
We're
good.
good. But now, I'm going to take, this is what they call a station break. Not only are we KAKU 88.5 FM, the voice of Maui, we're Akaku, Maui Community Media, television for us oldsters, Channel 55. We're MauiNeutralZone.com. You can go to akaku.org, and you can go to Maui Stream, and you'll see where that's ahead of ourselves. So that as Akaku is on everybody's phone everywhere, and all the music and art come together, and revenue comes to support environmental things that are controlled and owned, and all these wealthy people that have the money are going to make more money, but we're going to save the future of Maui. We're going to get things happening here that could have been happening, but we need to, just like these guys are on the beach, what are you asking some broke-ass county and state to help you with temporary things when you need to make changes like you
Right.
just said to create an economy that's going to kick in because greed works. Because those that have can have more. You just have to use it. It's like if that's the whole point.
Well,
here.
we've got
I don't
people,
think
we've
the
got
government
people that
has
lost
the
their
way
homes that are sitting on huge insurance checks that can't do.
we can.
Excuse me.
Are we screaming? I heard the voice of God.
Oops, sorry.
Was that God?
I think that
If
was
it
God.
was, I'm listening. But you can hear, these insurance checks that you're talking about is something that Jason Schwartz, the Jew, who likes Palestinians and Jews and everybody, no killing, I'm here to say that I am sick and tired, like the guy from the network movie. I am sick and tired of us talking but not doing. So here, I'm taking responsibility.
Family language from now on, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, good.
Family language.
Family, that was it. Only family. I didn't realize the family wasn't listening. I am sorry. I apologize.
apologize
I'll
too,
do my
yeah.
editing. I'm going to have you second listen, Scott.
Yeah.
But I'm very concerned. I'm taking that break still. Remember, you can find this again. You can hear exactly what I said. Oh, we have time. Good. I think it's very important. This Friday, November 17th, the Akaku community is coming together with a community connection day. And we have to be joined here at Akaku, 333 Dairy Road, from 4:30 to 7:30. It's going to be a fantastic event with nonprofit booths, live entertainment, other special activities for people of all ages. And, of course, the best part, it's free. Unless you want to buy things, you're always welcome to. But this thing is free. I don't even know what you can buy, so it might all be free. But somehow, we don't know. So bring your friends and family. Let's create. These Akaku events are something special. I have never been to an Akaku event that I didn't not only have a good time, but see that everyone there is so alive. Akaku brings out the best in everyone. We're public access television. The commitment from these people that work here, they work at a fraction of what other people in private industry work at in these same kind of jobs, because their commitment is to local people and local television. And they work their buns off. And they even correct people like me who get out of line with, I'm sorry, I didn't even realize. But yeah, I don't want to use those words. These are great people. So Friday, 4:30 to 7:30 p.m., Community Connection Day at Akaku, 333 Dairy Road. Easy to find. It's behind. What's that gas station called, Scott?
Oh, goodness.
The gas station.
The gas station.
On Dairy Road.
Dairy Road there.
I think there's a couple. Anyway, you can see that I'm really in high form today. Also, this weekend on Saturday, the 18th. Oh, good. Coming up at 7:30 at the Pro Arts Maui is Blood Diner. They're screening a cult classic horror comedy, followed by a question and answer by comic book signing director Jackie Kong, presented with Kong Comics and Maui Comics and Collectibles. Majority of the proceeds to benefit Maui Rapid Response. Blood Diner, Saturday the 18th, 7:30, Pro Arts. Pro Arts Maui, Pro Arts there in Kihei. What a terrific job. You know, I like to credit Lynn McEwan, but I also credit that whole group of amazingly inspired people that keep filling that place with incredible stuff. Blood Diner, Saturday night, a classic comedy horror. Because I don't know horror, Blood Diner.
I don't know that one. What's that one?
I can't eat with blood. Can you eat in blood?
Blood Diner. Is this like dinner theater?
Well, no, but if you want to bring something.
Oh yeah, okay. Blood. I mean, I love horror genre. I don't remember this one. I have to look it up.
We're gonna have it or come.
Oh
it's
yeah.
Gonna be Saturday
no, my
night,
partner's a horror.
7:30 p.m. at Pro Arts Maui. There.
All right.
What do we call it? Azeka Mauka?
Yeah.
Azeka Mauka.
Yeah, that's just down the street.
Look at all this stuff on the desk. They're gonna eat up the time. That's all right. We have Maui Mall has an April 2024 Art of Trash. That is ahead of itself.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, I went this year. It's so much fun when you see, because it isn't really trash. One man's treasure is another man's art.
Absolutely.
Who was that? Paul Simon? He's here now. One man's ceiling is another man's floor. Wasn't that a Paul Simon song?
Was that a Paul Simon song? Well, now I would have to.
One man's ceiling is another man's floor. I think it is.
Oh, that's a New York.
Paul, if you're out there, please check in. In fact, we'll move another chair in. Scott will. He would share chairs with you, but
you can sit on my lap.
Or, Edie Brickell. I remember you guys, Edie, if you're out there, Poppy Morgan used to live here. Poppy Morgan owned Great American Food and Beverage, where you used to work there with Katie Segal there at La Cienega. Now, I don't know if you were together with Paul then. See, like the history that what happened. There's a thing on Netflix now about what's happening in 1971.
Oh, yeah.
It's like walking into my life. As I watched this film, that's where I was. That was my whole life then.
That film blew me away. Oh, my God.
Well, it's really interesting. That's when singer-songwriters took over, and where I, who wanted to sing other people's songs, kind of got marginalized. I mean, you ever? I never told you that story?
I actually met him in Clima Park one time when I was walking.
Who, Paul?
Yeah, that was a
Who?
while ago. I had sat down next to this guy, and I chatted with him. I was just kind of having one of those, like, we walked together. We used
Yeah.
to, and I just chatted with this guy. And then about 3 months later, I saw the Netflix thing, and I went, "Holy shit!"
That was that guy.
Yeah, it was that guy.
Hey, you can't say that.
Excuse me. Holy darn, that was.
Now,
Yeah.
that's a contraction. That's a new word, but we won't
Okay.
go there. We're gonna
Yeah, I was like, "Oh my goodness,
Scott, that's the reason we're putting it through the second time. After I edit
Yeah, we
it,
gotta
you're going to
edit this
find
one.
where in the track, and you'll find the time,
Yeah.
and we'll edit that spot.
Oh
but,
my."
But the audience, the audience, you will know the intention. But
Yeah.
our good intentions are not to. Here, Kukua for Maui, shop and show. Aloha. Maui Ohana, MauiNuiFirst.com/Kukua. Maui Nui. Everybody's asking for money. Should we ask for money? We'd
Yeah.
like to ask for money too, but we're not going to ask formally because, here,
There
Kukua
you
from
go.
Maui First. Maui Nui First. Is that? It is.
Nice.
The county asks. See, the county asks for money.
Everybody wants
Everybody
money.
wants, but we don't. We want to give money through jobs created, through our investment partners who own the land, who own the construction, who can get this housing happening.
Get it
We want to be
streamlined.
able to get the laws changed. And remember, I'm reconfirming.
They're not laws. That's just it. They're regulations.
Well, I'm reconfirming that we're going to jump on that issue.
Okay.
Okay?
But, I mean, I
don't have
I will
to.
go to battle on that one. When I faced that up on the farm.
Well,
years ago.
that will cement your place as co-host.
Oh golly, I don't know. I got to get my language under
And then
control
we'll-
sometime.
Then we're going to send you out in the field.
I'm going to get a spanking after
You're
this,
big enough.
aren't I?
I'm going to send you out in the field to go. You see, I'm afraid that I'm a little guy. And now, with a name like Schwartz, no matter what I do,
The
it says,
Schwartz be with you.
well, it says, I'm Jewish and I'm proud. And just because I'm Jewish doesn't mean I want to kill anyone or anyone should hate me because I've never been to Israel. I've heard it's great. Christians say it's great. Muslims.
It's on my list.
Yeah, I have a list, but it's not on my list. But I am on a list of peace. And I wish the fighting would stop, but I wish I had control. I
I
hope
wish
that
the fighting would stop in Turkey and in Bangladesh, everywhere. It's
and
all over
Ukraine.
the world.
But no, but we're doing our best to show cooperation at a level here that shows that wealthy people and wealthy by finances that have land and finances can still get richer by being able to implement things in an emergency. Can you imagine 30-year do lease option to buy, do equity sharing with renters, with homeowners? We can establish all kinds of things that can reestablish and change that. We can get the people that have houses to be able to rebuild. The thing with FEMA and the insurance companies, you know how we can straighten that one out? We're going to all sue the insurance companies.
Well, you have to sue the federal government.
Well, can you sue the federal government?
No, and there
there
lies
you
the
go.
problem.
So we're going to have to change the federal government.
Everything
Yes?
was put into place for a good reason, but we have an emergency.
Well, again, emergency.
Yeah,
you
but
know, for years.
anytime you enact emergency powers like they did after 9/11, we're still fighting with those emergency powers with the loss of freedoms and liberties because we're being spied on or we're being looked after.
Well, I like the idea of being aggressive at this.
Absolutely.
I think this is something that's doable.
Absolutely.
Do you guys think it's doable?
Yeah.
I hope the answer is yes, because the way this is happening, we're going to be looking and asking you to call in. 808-873-3435, 808-874-5900, MauiNeutralZone.com. Did I say that enough times?
That was
AlohaSwimLessons.com.
There you go.
This guy has been my savior. I am actually starting to walk.
He's
I
doing
s-
great. He scares me. He jumps in the pool, and I'm like, Jason, I don't even jump in the pool.
Well, you know, I've watched Arnold Schwarzenegger and what's the other guy, Jason Momoa. These guys, how can I be afraid of all the things in the world if I can't jump in? So you can't dive in. You have to jump in.
Yeah, you have to jump in.
And
still.
I figure when you're out in the ocean, you get chilled and you got no choice but to be there. Here, I could chicken out and jump out if I had enough energy, but I don't. But when I jump in, it's like an exhilaration
Oh
piece.
yeah, it's an adrenaline. I mean, it's like that ice bath that everybody's talking about. I have not done that. I've done polar swims, but I was much younger. I hear they're wonderful.
Oh, at the Mankind Project weekend, some guy brought one of those ice. I want to say
my.
ice chests.
Oh, neat.
You know what it's like to see naked men jumping in ice?
No, thank you.
This is not
No,
fun.
they turn into naked women.
Everybody doesn't realize I'm on the air.
Mute, Jason.
You see, we always wonder who's listening. The answer is tell somebody. Tell somebody. They all
And
have
the
to.
next time I come, I feel bad. I forgot to grab my flyer. My daughter is championing a cause. Wildland firefighters have an emergency stay to not lose 50% of their pay.
I want to be able to do that in more detail.
Yeah, we've got to
sure.
do that on detail. She's a point person for the entire country.
Well, give us a short hit. That's important right now.
Well, back during COVID, wildland firefighters got an emergency bump in pay, which still they're below their necessary pay
That's
rate.
a federal.
That are federal firefighters, wildland firefighters, and this is what's crucial to Maui.
All right.
We don't have federal wildland firefighters here, but wildland firefighters on the off season go out and do fire protection on the off season,
Okay.
and that's my son-in-law. And they go out, and they were just about until about 2 weeks ago going to take a 50% pay cut.
Whoa.
Yeah. So we need to ensure that our wildland firefighters and our wildland land management people who do barrier protection and do all that stuff are getting paid correctly. I mean, where my daughter lives in Quemado, New Mexico, there's 680 people, and that's larger than the entire island of Maui in a county. And their federal protection people that work in the fire protection there are basically all it's it besides a small town fire department.
Are they volunteers?
Well, there's volunteers. No, the
These
federal,
are 680 paid people?
no 680 residents of a county that's the size of Maui.
That has huge.
Open lands. So it's back in the Wild West when you'd see the fires that would cross the prairies
Yeah.
and the woodlands. They're all that stand between that and running fires into some of the larger cities in New Mexico. That's
Wow.
When those funds were cut up in Paradise, California, where the fire that destroyed Paradise, we have a family here in Maui that lives up country that moved here after the Paradise fire, and then had a flood up country. I feel so sorry for those folks, but we need to manage the barriers between our lands. And it used to be on island that all of Baldwin, CNH, Dole, everybody managed the barriers between our lands. That was their off season when they weren't picking and they weren't doing anything else. They were doing fire protection.
Did you hear in this morning's news that Hawaiian Electric said that they turned off the power at 6:38 a.m. on the day of
Well, I was there.
fire.
Yeah, the power
And
was out.
then it got turned on later. Wait until this thing is heating up. This whole
Oh,
story.
yeah.
So let me just see how many minutes. I think it says 8. Does that say 8?
Yeah, I got 7 on my watch. Yeah.
Okay, so it's somewhere in there. That's good.
Yeah.
This story, which where you hearing me, I don't know what to say. I was going to say the word, but I can't. I don't know if it's on that list. They complain. That's in simple
There you
word.
go.
Yeah, but there are so many things that are going on. But notice we didn't stop at complaint.
No.
We not only proposed what we think should be done, but we also committed to starting that initiative to make it happen and bring it back to these guys to continue, because we expect in the meantime you're going to do your part to be in touch with us. And we expect no matter when you see this to be in touch with us. Let's form a net. Together we are unbreakable. The people on the beach, we're going to work and see if we can help satisfy things through doing things that we can help assist to make what your quest is happen. Ours is tangible. It's something we can work on and propose, and then maybe propose to the public through the people on the beach and others, and take this to another level. And you know what they'll say? What's the R in Bushnell, Scott R. Bushnell, because now you're going to be famous because what you're just committing to take on, Scott, here. Do you notice how I switched this from we're going to...
Yeah, we. Where's that we in your pocket, Jason? I don't know.
No, but I know that I'm committed to this.
It's a great cause.
Because I know that this cause, I think it's very selfish, but it's very appropriate. We're going to be helping people on a gross level. The individual will be helped, but we're going to be helping set in motion the change that can move a lot of things in motion. So that's why I say I'm going to commit to this.
Everything in motion.
Our success in doing this will lay the groundwork for the next piece of our runway so that these planes toward a better future can take off, that thinks of all of us together and realizes when I'm talking, it is us, people. Whether you're the one on the beach or whether you're the one in the hotel or whether you're the one in the house or whether you're the one that... We are strong. We're not only Lahaina strong, we are Maui strong. We are Dream Maui. That's why I put it on the page. It says Lahaina strong, Maui strong, Dream Maui. Pound Dream Maui. I just don't know what that pound stuff's about. Because the vision of an integrated, self-sustained community model that we live in is real and it is timely. And I now have my first drafted recruit.
Oh, my God.
I drafted this volunteer. See, I think I drafted you. I hope so.
Because
this is a really important one.
We need some people. We need contractors in here who know this inside and out.
Bring them with you next time.
We'll see if we can get that done.
No, because that's it. And that in the meantime, if we structure what you said, which is, we only have 25 seconds. Scott Bushnell.
Hey, it's been
Jason
fun again.
Schwartz. My God, I know they stole a little at the beginning from us because they ran the show twice. But we'll get it right. 1, 2, 3, 4. We are going to get going on. Thank you for joining us. It's been a pleasure. We have a few seconds at the end. This is Jason Schwartz and Scott Bushnell at the Neutral Zone. Check it out. We'll see you next time. Aloha.
Aloha.